Good evening, people. So this morning I was planning to do a video on the way up onto the mountain. I was walking up the mountain and somehow the video didn't turn on. So I'm going to repeat my little story. The reason why I went up there because I have this eco development and I wanted to show you guys the most beautiful lots which I have right up on a little ledge over overlooking Shafston. It is absolutely spectacular. At the moment it's kind of grown up a little with trees, but I went down there and I showed the spot and I showed the views, and it is quite an astonishing piece of land. And I am if I sell the house, I'm going to build a house up on the hill there and have and enjoy a view which is even better than we have here, although I already have this astonishing view here. So anyway, so that is what I was doing this morning. And on the way up, I was telling the story of Hurricane Ivan. I generally have the same attitude as most Jamaicans when a hurricane approaches, that I don't do anything. Most Jamaicans just don't have the funds to buy boards and board up their house and so on and so on. So they just trust in God and just hope for the best and see what comes. But with Ivan now it was a little different because I somehow had the feeling that this is going to be a different hurricane. And I had a little money at that time, so I bought boards and I boarded up my windows and boarded up everything really well. And I also bought a chainsaw. And actually, the funny thing was, I was at the hardware shop, and customers knew me, and when I was buying this chainsaw, they said, "Oh, look here, Frank is buying a chainsaw for the hurricane." Ah, ha, ha, ha. And they thought it was really funny. Um, well, it turned out that it was actually a very right move. So anyway, so we were locked up in the house when the hurricane started, and the hurricane moved along the south coast. It didn't give us a direct hit, but it lingered just over by Negril, before Negril, and it wouldn't move. So we had, instead of like a hurricane normally moves through in about the maximum of 24 hours, we actually had this hurricane for about 40 hours, and it blew and blew, and the winds were very strong, and I was very glad that we were so boarded in and everything was safe. So we were in the house and just hoping for the best. And after 40 hours, we came out of the house, and it was just one piece of devastation. All the trees had completely been devastated, had been completely knocked down. The road had completely washed away. There were 300 trees lying, or 300 to 400 trees lying on the road. And I had to use the chainsaw. And for 3 solid days, I was just working with the chainsaw to get the road cleared, that I could actually just drive through with a bike. And then the first time we could leave out was we went shopping. I went shopping with my girlfriend. We were very heavily loaded coming back up, of course. And then the bike tipped over because of the wash away, because the stones and gravels and everything like that was just like that. And I fell onto the exhaust pipe and burnt myself really badly on my leg. I got a terrible burn. And the next day I had to go to Montego. I drive to Montego Bay, no, ride to Montego Bay, because the bike was the only transport, because I couldn't take the car down the road because it wasn't wide enough yet and the road was too bad. It was too washed away to drive on it. So I had to drive all the way to Montego Bay with my sore foot with that terrible wound on it. And it, as I said, the devastation up here was terrible. They had taken off part of the roof of my other building. It had, I mean, it took us weeks literally to clean up the place and to get the roof back on and to just sort out things somewhat. So, um, yes, that was the tale of Hurricane Ivan. And I had a guest staying with me at the time, and he was just every day, he was just the whole time when the hurricane was going, oh gosh, I don't know. I've been longing to come to Jamaica for years. I've been saving up money, and now at last I made it to Jamaica. And just when I reached, then a hurricane has reached. I can't believe this. Is just unbelievable. It just kept on going like that. I felt sorry for him too, but that's how life is sometimes. So anyway, we all got through it without at least personal injuries or anything like that. But it was absolutely frightening and terrifying, and it was really bad. And after that, all the trees had basically blown down on the ground. They were all the branches and the leaves were lying on the ground. And after that, we had 6 months of absolute dry season. I've never experienced such a dry season in my life before. 6 months straight, no water. And after that, we had fires, but that's going to be another story. So stay tuned for that. That is a very exciting story too. I'm not sure if it's going to be the next one, but one of the next ones. So stay tuned, and thank you for your support, and please subscribe. I just actually met somebody who said there was no subscribe button under their YouTube video. Please let me know if that is the case in your case too, that you don't see a subscribe button. I find that very odd. I'm going to check it out, but please leave a comment if you can't see a subscribe button, because as I said, this lady, there was no subscribe button under the video. So these things are very important for me because I'm trying to get up my subscriptions, and if people don't have a subscribe button, they obviously can't subscribe. And press the bell too, and leave a like if you liked it, and have a wonderful day. And if you can make a little donation, coolestcam@gmail.com, PayPal, that would be lovely. So I wish you all the best till the next exciting video coming up tomorrow.